I just said it, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. International precedent is going to be set when we begin to see the globalist ideals come into play through the conduit of the United States of America. Now, I know that that's a lot to swallow, but basically, as the United States of America starts to believe and communicate the ridiculous and satanically inspired ideals of these globalists, the rest of the world is going to begin to propagate the nonsense that has been normalized by the actions of those in the United States of America, particularly the educational facilities and everything else. Now, I'm looking at an article on the Daily Mail UK. These are the people that do a lot of news for the United Kingdom, and it says exclusive fury over, quote, sexist and woke NHS job ad. Now, if you don't know who the NHS is, they are England's largest health website that is out there, massive organization. And it says, health chiefs seek candidates who identify as female for 100,000 euros a year director of operations role. That's a lot of money, okay? You're talking about almost a $200,000 job. Very, very expensive. Now, let me give you some facts over this, and this becomes very interesting. It says, this is a 100,000 euro director of operations role was posted by Bart's Health Trust this week. So this is a site that seeks out people who might apply for this. And the ad is particularly interested in hearing from candidates who identify as female, not candidates who are born as female, identify as female. And it says charities and experts have slammed the NHS for being discriminatory to men. But let me just tell you what's going to happen here. It's not going to be listened to because we've gone well beyond the discriminatory and bigoted and evil world. Why? Because when we chose to adapt the lies of critical race theory, we have basically embraced racism as a normal part of everyday life. How about the fact that one of the greatest dangers, according to the United States government right now, to the national security is white, right? White supremacy. That's what they're actually saying. Folks, this world is getting dark, and the enemy is having a field day because we are going well beyond the days of when we saw systemic racism, or what they call systemic racism back in the day. Folks, it's getting way worse, and we are beginning to separate ourselves from one another based on race. We're beginning to establish moral authority based on race or gender. It is getting ugly, and people are buying it hook, line, and sinker. They're listening to this garbage, and they should not be. This is wicked. This is demonic. And you know what fixes the whole problem? Let me tell you what fixes everything. This right here, the Bible. This right here is what fixes all of it. If we went to this book right here to learn all about where the standards should be, what is right and what is wrong, we wouldn't be seeing the kind of nonsense that I'm talking about right now. Folks, we've got to run back to the Word of God. We've got to embrace every word it says, even when we're not comfortable with what it says, and we need to fight for what's right. Otherwise, we're headed in a very dark direction. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you something. The lights are going to get turned out, and it's going to be ugly because at one point, we're going to go black, just like this, if we don't do something about it. And we need to, with everything in front of us, with everything in us, we need to stand up for righteousness. Jesus is coming soon. We are called by the Word of God, the preserving influence, as we stand, walking with Him, living for Him with the Spirit of God in us, and we need to stand against these things, all right? Time to fight, you guys. Time to fight with every legal remedy that we have to stand up for righteousness, because that's what God tells us to do. God bless you guys.